The Vice President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, recently cut short for the bus rapid transit project. How is progress of work on that project so far?
Yeah, the sword was cut in April. Immediately, the construction of the bridge began near the what's the name of that place? The Odor River.
Yeah, Odor River, yeah. On the Graphic Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the cost of the BRT project, which runs from Kaswa to the Central Business District, is $95 million.
$95 million.
Yeah, but the World Bank is giving us $45 million.
Okay.
There's I don't speak French, so if I call it Agent Development something.
Okay.
They're also giving us $27 million. Then the Global Fund, they're giving us $7 million. And that's Global Environment Fund.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is about environment, so they're also giving us $7 million. And Government's counterpart fund is $18 million US. Just this morning, the $5 million has been released on the GOG, and we believe that work will be continuing smoothly. Now they'll go into the actual construction of the road between the Kaswa station and all other what do you call it? Bus stops that they have to construct. It's going to be. We are also working seriously on the procurement of the buses. The specifications are ready. That is under the Center for Urban Transport, and work is seriously going on. To make sure the BRT system works, so that the traffic system in our town will be reduced drastically. Okay,
so we are looking forward that in 2012 and beyond, once the BRT project is complete, commuters between Kaswa and then the Central Business District of Accra will have some respite. Yeah. Is the project only limited to that side of town, or will see some expansions in future?
That's the pilot project, but it will be expanded once this is started. Okay. Now, when you go to Lagos, it started on a pilot basis. Now, expansion, they are doing the expansion to other areas. And one thing I've always said is that once BRT has worked in Lagos, it can work in Accra. Yeah, because the nature of the transport system in Lagos before the BRT, you could never imagine that there will be sanity on the road. But now, Lagos, the streets are very, very, you can drive easily, you can board the BRT, and traffic flow is very, very, very smooth. So we also believe that once we put all this in place, we'll be able to facilitate movement of people and also reduce the fuel consumption, because everybody sits in his car and it leads to consumption of fuel. People get tired before they go to work. It affects productivity. So once this is fixed, we'll be making a headway.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We have quite a number of registered private transport unions in Ghana today. Do they also benefit from some of these government initiatives?
Yeah, in fact, for the BRT is targeted at them.
Okay.
Yeah, because the BRT is going to run on a major road.
Okay.
But those who live beyond the major road will have to be transported to the main road. Okay. Yeah. So what has been discussed with the transport unions like GPRTU, Proto and Co. is that they are going to operate the BRT system. But before they do that, they have to register a company.
Okay.
They have to register a company, and they'll be given the specifications, the buses will be procured, and maybe on high pitches for them. I don't know how that is going to work anyway. But once that is in place, there will be what we call arterial roads. They will do the feeder services.
Okay.
So some will be operating the feeder services, like maybe from Newtown to the main road, from Ashimota to the main road, and that is what the GPRTU and all those who register to operate the BRT will be doing.
Okay.
So at first they were very, very, very apprehensive.
Yeah,
they didn't want to hear about it.
The protests that came at the initial stage.
We facilitate. They are going to Colombia to see what is happening there. They went to Lagos, so they've come to appreciate it. That it's
so it means the ministry actually took the representatives of these unions on programs abroad for them to acquaint themselves with. Okay.
Yes. So They are now quite comfortable. We have a meeting, or anytime we have a meeting, they are part of the meeting to know the progress of work and the role they are supposed to play. So as far as I'm concerned, they are now comfortable with it.
Yeah. Okay. If I understand you clearly, it means that government is going to procure the buses that are going to be operated by these registered transport unions?
No, maybe government will facilitate it.
They will facilitate the procurement. Yes, and then the companies themselves can get the buses.
Yes, and maybe like a work and pay sort of. Yeah.
Okay. And then the Metro Mass Transport System. Some time ago, I think about 2 months ago, they had delivery of some other new buses to augment their fleet. Were those buses provided by government or solely procured by the company?
You know, that's the last batch that the government has procured for them.
Okay.
We went to Parliament last year, and that's the last batch of 200 that were being procured. And they themselves have been able to raise some money, and they've ordered 150 buses.
Okay, on their own?
Yeah, which about 50 will come hopefully before the end of this year, and they are expecting the rest by February this year through their own resources.
Oh, okay.
So Metro Mass, if properly run, they could be on their own sort of, even though government subsidizes them. So it's a good thing because they realize that they need to penetrate every corner of the country. They now have about 20% penetration, and they want to move from there. Currently, they have about 700 buses. They are targeting about 1,000 by the end of the year. Yeah, so
some of the Metro Mass buses have been involved in some terrible accidents. How concerned had the ministry been to this trend, and what are the plans or what work is being done to ensure that traveling on these buses becomes safer?
Generally, traveling on Metro Mass buses are quite safe, except on few occasions that they've been involved in accidents. You know, they are particular about their drivers. They provide them with adequate training.
Okay.
Recently, some young ladies went under training, and if you see the buses in town, mostly is being driven by ladies. They say what men can do, women can do better.
Affirmative
so
action.
The female drivers are very, very good. They are very, very comfortable, and they drive carefully. They are careful on the road. You know, except that, you know, when accident happens, it involves two cars most of the time. As at now, what happened recently in Savelu, we haven't received a report. All that we heard was that 2 buses collided. We do not know whose fault it is as at now. Investigations are still going on, and when we get them. So traveling on Metro Mass buses is quite safe, except for these few accidents.